Hello everybody, welcome to Let's Learn Advanced Excel session. I'm your Excel instructor. Guys, today we will be covering loop through files in a folder. Guys, you remember there are multiple ways to loop through files in a folder. You can do that with Excel function also. So today in this session, we'll be learning how to loop through files in a folder with Visual Basics for application, and without VBA also we will see once how we can do this activity. And second thing, let me ask you, since we have already covered this data consolidation VBA, where we have to loop through all the sheets in a workbook and make a dynamic range by using last row, last column, and we have learned everything. Guys, the second series where looping through all the files is of course connected to data consolidation, and this basic last row, last column will be used in this also. So in our session, everything is connected to the preceding session. So guys, I request you to go through all the videos or all the things which we have covered by today. Then this session will be amazing for you. And let's get started. Loop through all the files in a folder. Guys, understand there is a function called directory function where we have to pass path and attribute. Then it will get you the file names, and then you can run the loop. How easy is that? When we hear this, loop through all the files. When we talk about loop through, is nothing but iteration or looping. The same thing we are running in multiple loops. Let me show you one example in our Excel file, or before that let me walk you through the second slide also. Mkdir function we use to create the folder. This is actually very simple, mkdir, and give the path name. Guys, these two things I have selected for you guys to help you understand how you can loop through files in a folder. So when we talk about advanced Excel, when somebody knows advanced Excel, and these are the basics where some smattering of VBA is also required, and to serve you better, we have designed this session for you where you can explore more when it comes to looping through files in a folder, though this activity can easily be done with multiple ways. But now let me present you with this smart way where you can help others to understand how you can do this with just mere 2-3 line of code. So let me take you to one of the folders where we have dummy data. So now you guys, we have the data, we have the folder called data files, and we have these files. You can say the down 7 files are there, and all the files have dummy data set we have created to help us understand and make consolidation or loop through the files in a folder. So today we will be doing two things. We will open all the files, and then we have to copy the range and paste it in our master file. So now you see the data is there. This is the data, and we have to open all the files, and we have to loop through all the files in a folder. So there are two things. We have to loop through all the files, and then we have to open all the files and then copy and paste in our master data. So let me make one Excel file where you can make some tool. So let me just open this. Now, as I mentioned, press F12. We are doing press F12 so that we can save this Excel macro workbook. What name we can put? Data consolidation loop through all files. This is actually our automation tool where we are making this kind of consolidation. Let me make this tab name data. All right, and do Control S. Guys, this is actually our tool. And now, as I mentioned, we have to go to developer tab, and then we have to go to Visual Basics, and now do Control R so that you can just click the file name where you are making the code, and then insert and then module, guys. All right, and now you can just close this. So what name you have to put? Sub loop through all files. All right, and now see, this is actually our module name, loop through all the files. Just Control S, and now guys, you have to go to the folder first. Which folder you want to consolidate or loop through all the files. So first let me just put that folder name. So dim path name, or maybe you can say folder name as string. Guys, this is actually string, and then control space folder. Guys, if you don't want to copy paste everything all the time, you can press control space. This is called intelligence list, inverted commas, you can put that folder. But now understand one thing, just save this. Can we do this activity with Excel formula also? First, let me make it clear so that it will be easy for you to connect. I want all the files in this column. How to do that? Just put path separator and put asterisk sign. Understand now, this is actually the path. And now go to Control F3, guys. Control F3, which opens the file manager. And now make all files. This is actually my name range where I want to put all the files equal to files. Guys, understand this function files only works in name manager. Okay, and select this and then okay. So all files is created, all file name is created. Now I have to open index function and then press F3 to paste the name range, and now you have to put 1. See that file name has come. Now if you do Control D and now put second. Guys, this way you have to do every time, but now let's automate that and put ROW, which will get you the row number first, and you can drag this. So guys, how easy is that? You have only 7 files available in the folder. You can see that 7 files are there in the folder. But this is how we can do that. If you want to remove the error or replace the error with blank, you can just put blank this way, and now you can drag this function. So you can see all the files are actually working. If you add some more file, so automatically, suppose I want Sylvie file, again Control V. So now you see that Sylvie file will come automatically. All right, now Sylvie file has not come. So you have to just Control S and see what happens. It's not coming, guys. What actually the problem? If you have to drag this, no, it's not coming. Now understand what is the problem in this function. You see that it is coming now. All right, clear? Now if you put another file, sample 5, so sample 5 is not coming, right? So maybe you have to press F9, nothing is coming. All right, so if you go to formula, it is already automatic, correct? And now see that what you can do, you can again drag that the file has come. All right, so it requires actually some kind of event here, and to avoid that you can use the function called T function you can use, so that it will be refreshed automatically. So I hope this is clear to you, so that you can have all the files in one go, because you have added the files, and this formula you have to refresh it once, so that will keep on coming every time. All right, now you see that it is coming. This is row number 9, and now row number 10, and so on. And now if you add some more file, okay, and now see what happens here, nothing is coming. So if you just save it again, or maybe if you go somewhere else, if you come back again, nothing is happening. All right, because the file index, you don't know what is the file index, because see, if you just drag that, the file index may be 5. All right, but 5, before 5 we had already a file called sheet sample 4, but sample 4 is coming before sample. Sample 4 copy is coming before sample 4. That's why it is asking for refreshment. All right, now you know the logic. Let me delete this, and let me go back to our VBA tool, and let me remove the data which we have created, sample 4. All right, and now we have only 7 files are there. How you can do this job through VBA and to loop through all the files? Go to developer, we have created already this. As I mentioned, we have to use directory function. If you go back to this slide where we are using directory function, it has 2 argument, path and attributes you have to pass. All right, and now how you can do this with VBA? So folder name, guys, very simple. Another variable you have to define, dim my file as string. All right, so my file, Control C, my file equal to dir. You can say this is the path name. folder name, control space folder, folder name is the path name, all right, comma. And now what you have to do, you have to give just this, all right, because every file has this content, right? Give the asterisk sign, because I want all the files. You know that we have already covered that wildcard characters. So what does it mean? We want every file, all right. So now we have to run the loop. Since we have already seen do while loop, do while my file is not equal to empty, and now you have to use loop. And before you get into loop, you have to use the same syntax again, all right, control C. So now if you have to use msg box my file, guys, now let's run this code and see what actually happens. Press F8, all right, press F8, we are running, and see what happens here. Press F8, type mismatch. It is telling us type mismatch. You know why? Because this will not come, this actually will come ampersand, all right, because that's the extension we are looking for. Now let's run it again. See, now it is not running, guys. What is the problem in this code? Folder name, because this folder name asking for path separator also. See, you have to try with all the possible ways, all right. So far you can just put this example, maybe let's try with this and see how this code works. See, file name is coming, file name is coming, because if you don't put that, you understand, folder name requires that path separator also. And now if you just see that first name is Matthew, all right, and now run it again. Second file is sample1, and so on. All the file will come that way. So if you run it, this is F5, you can press F5 or click this. See, all the file name we have loop through. I hope you are clear on that, and this is how you can work this way. My file equal to this. Once the first file will come, we are telling do while file is found. Guys, what does it mean? Do while the file is found, and then we are using message box. Guys, if you don't want to use this, you can use debug.print. There are multiple ways, guys, where you can see that. Control G. Now if you run this, you see all the files over there. Matthew, sample 1 2 3 4 5. So this actually you can use it, and no need to remove this code also. Debug.print, it doesn't impact anything, because it is just simple running. You can see that it is just running, all right. So now I want all the files to be populated in the column A. So what you can do here, so maybe you can comment this by putting a single quote. You can write active sheet dot cells. Guys, understand what is common here. Column 1 is common, column 1 is common, dot value equal to my file, all right. Now let me ask you, what is my row? Of course it should start from row 1, so you can give row 1, but every time if you see that will just give only this data. This is the last file, but now it is just overwriting, guys. You can see that it is just overwriting. F8, see, the first file is Matthew. It is overwriting because we have hard coded that first row, first column. This is row and this is column, guys. Okay, the first is row and this is column. Since column is same, because column 1, so we are not touching column, but row actually we have to do something, x, and now you have to do x equal to x plus 1. But what is x? You have to define. X is integer, dim x as integer, all right. So now what you can do, you can just see the magic. All right, now what is happening, guys? X, because x you have not passed any value. Understand? Because x you have not passed any value. You press F8. See, understand this. What is x? X is nothing. X is 0. So you have to tell before loop. Before loop, you have to tell what is x. X is 1, so that once this is carrying the 1 value, and then it will pass the first file, and then it will increment that by 1 every time. So do while the code will run. If you see, it will not go to again this number. Now see that if I click this, run this, and if you remove this also, now see what is happening, guys. Press F8. What is x now? X is 1, and now press F8. See, file has come. Now x has become 2. all right. But now it will not go to x again, which is 1. Now it see that x has become 2. Now it will run in between do while and loop every time, because it will keep on running until the file is found. Understand that. Now if you see that, press F8. All right, see, third file is coming. And now what is x? Now x has become 4. Understand? And now after it has passed the value, now x has become 5. You can see 5. All right, and once you click this, all the files are here. So I hope guys you understood now this code, and you go there and again you control C and control V. All files are there. Now if you run it again, see what is happening. It is giving all the files. All right. Remove this, and remove this. Since you know it is opening all the files, but we want to consolidate the data. How you can consolidate the data? You just go down and this is the file, my file dir. All right. So what you can do here, this is the file. Here you have to write your code. So here you have to open the file and copy and paste. Where we have to paste? The data tab. All right. So in the data tab, we have to paste. First we have to define last row as long. All right. And dim alcol as integer. Since alcol is constant, we can keep it 6. I will tell you why we are putting 6. And last row. Understand, we have to remove this also, and we don't need this also. All right. So why we don't need this? Because every time we have to open those files. And now what is the file name? Because we have the folder name and we have the file name. So workbooks dot, this is the syntax. We can actually open the file. First we have to pass folder name and we have to concatenate with my file, because my file is getting changed every time. This will open the file name. All right. After it is opening the file name, we have to find out the last row. Last row equal to active sheet dot cells rows dot count comma 1 dot and excel up dot row. All right, this is last row. And now let me just show you. After this is done, we will activate this workbook dot activate, and then worksheets data dot activate. All right, after we have activated, we have to find out the e row. So dim e row as long. All right, so what is e row? So again we have to copy the same syntax, Control C and paste over there, but we have to replace this with e row. And now what we have to do, we have to just active sheet dot cells e row, because e row is nothing but last row, and we are adding 1 and then 1 dot select, and then we are putting active sheet dot paste. So they're all basic code, guys. You have to just practice once and you will understand everything. Now we have to define our range also, because range we have to copy from all the workbook. All right, dim rng as range, and now this is actually the file we are opening. So how you can do with the now workbook with the, actually you can do something. You can define one more variable, dim wb as workbook, and now you can define this way, whatever you are opening, set wb equal to this. All right, now you understand open file name it is asking, because so that set wb equal to workbook file name. So what is happening here? Workbooks.open, file name equal to this, or maybe you can do this way. See, you have to explore little bit, and now you have to do this also. There are multiple ways, guys. Okay, set wb equal to workbooks.open. See, if you remove everything, okay, you can see this is the syntax, file name as a string. But there are multiple ways. This is actually easy one, set wb equal to. So once the file will be opened, it will be, that name will be stored to wb variable. All right, so you have to activate that. This is amazing way what I'm telling you, because sometimes file is too heavy. So after file is open, we are ensuring that it should be activated, then it has to capture the last row. And now what we can do with wb dot active sheet and with, and now we can write set rng equal to dot range dot cells first row first column comma cells last row comma uh, take 6 because 6 is hard code there. I will tell you that rng dot copy. And now see, this actually part we have copied, but we have to, after we have paste, we have to close that file also, right? So we can use workbooks my file, maybe you can say that, otherwise you can say wb dot close. All right, this syntax we can use it. I save the code and let's run this. And one more thing we have to remember, every time we have to empty that range. Set rng equal to nothing. All right, save it again. Guys, you know that you must have noticed something. Whenever I'm writing a code, I'm used to saving the code also. So what does it mean? Because I can't rewrite this code. I will feel bad if the code is lost. So I'm ensuring that if I'm writing, I have to save it. Maybe you can use this button every third or fourth line. It will be easy for you. If you get used to, it will be easy for you. So once you get used to, you won't mind that. Otherwise, you can get used to after 10-15 lines, you have to click save. So what is happening? Let's run this code now. We have to come to data tab. Okay. So press F8. So now you see that I'm putting F8. This is the file. It is opening the file, guys. This file is open. It is activating. What is my last row? You can say last row is, I hover over 40. And if I just click this data is copied. Now it is going to this workbook data. And now see that empty row. And now selecting and pasting, guys. All right. And WB is also closed. Now you see that WB is also getting closed this way. Now see, it is just working accordingly. All right. So if you see that I don't want to, this message should come every time. All right. So maybe I can do application dot maybe you can write this way, Control X. Once you open that file, application dot ask to update, application dot ask to update links equal to false. All right, and then you can just go down and you can make it true. So if you are making something false, make it true also, so that it will be easy. Guys, that data is pasted in the data tab. Now I'm pressing F8. So it is getting into second file. Now it see that it has opened the second file. So this is the last row. What is my last row, guys? 22 is the last row. F8. It is copying the data. Now it is going there, and now see, it is pasting data in the next available row. Now it is close the data. So this message I'm getting every time. Okay. Yes. So now see, if you just run it faster and see what actually happens. All right. And there are lots of things you can do with your code. You can remove this message also. I will tell you how. So now data is consolidated from all the files. If you go and see, only one file is opened. All the Excel files are closed. So this is one way where you can do that. But I don't want, my that message should come. So I can write over there, application dot screen updating equal to false, or application dot display alerts equal to false. And guys, these two lines I can just put it down where I can make true. Now you can make it true. Let's run the code in a very fast manner. See what actually happens. So guys, you have seen now it has not asked to close that dialog box, data is heavy or something. So it has done its job perfectly fine. Now you know that how you can delete the active cell or active row, and you can just make these columns hard coded in the A column. And now this is how you have consolidated data from the multiple files from a folder. this is the folder where we have consolidated. Let me show you the code once again. And now you see this is the code we have written, guys. All right. So loop through all files, and this is actually our code. You can just see this line of code. WB is the workbook dot open folder name, and every time we are removing this, set rng equal to nothing. You can just control C, and here you can, it's already there, set rng equal to nothing. And after workbook is open, after we have pasted the data, then we are closing that also, and then we are taking another files. I hope guys you understood, but let me tell you why we have taken 6 header, 6 actually column name. You can see there are 6 columns in all the files, so that's why we have put hard code that. All right, otherwise you can write that code also this way. If you don't want to put hard code, last row, so you can put l call equal to active sheet dot cells 1 comma columns dot count dot and excel to left dot column. We will run this code now. Now you see how many rows are there. So we have 221 rows are there. Let me just remove everything. How you can remove? Alt EAA. All right, and now run this code. So now it will run, it will capture all the data automatically, and last column is also dynamic. Now you see this is the data 221. All right, so you can see the code once again. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful day. I hope you have enjoyed the session and learned a lot from this, dir function. And one more thing I have to tell you, guys. This is actually the last thing in this session where I have to tell you mkdir. Mkdir we used to create the folder, guys. Okay, and understand now. If you just see this code. In the code itself, let me show you how you can put that mkdir function. If I have to create one column like that, maybe folder name, I want one Amit, I want Amit folder. So mkdir, and now control space folder folder name, I can put 2 or maybe 2. This is my variable. So let me just run that, and now see what actually happens. In data files, it will create Amit folder. Now see, it will create now. Press F8. Guys, it has created the Amit folder. You can say that. All right. So you can do lots of things with this function. If you have to see if a folder exists or not, then you can create that folder. But now you have to find out how to find the folder exists or not. So guys, let me tell you one more example. You can say m folder is my variable and dir directory and a control space folder name comma vb directory. Vb directory means it is actually the folder function. It is equivalent to vb directory folder. So now you have to see if data files is not there. So you just make the changes in the data file folder. So can rename, you just put 1. So now data file folder is not exist. All right. So if you see that, if you run this, if this is blank, press F8. See, this is blank, M folder. So that's why now you can write some code. If M folder is blank, then VB, then mkdir. All right. But now let me make it proper folder or remove 1. And now see that it will not be blank now. See again, press F8. See, now see the dot sign. So it means folder exists. I hope you found this useful, guys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.